Hey guys, it's Elle. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm doing a really exciting video chatting about the darkest romances that I've ever read. I got this video from Jess from Peace Out Books. I'll link her video down below. And I don't know, I just feel like I haven't done a dark romance rec. I mean, some of the books I wouldn't recommend reading on this list, but some of them are like all-time favorites. I just wanted to include because things pertaining to darkness were the things that bothered me about a book I didn't like on this list, but I want to give the option to you all if you would like to read that or not. So anyways, the first book I'm going to talk about is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This one is an OG dark romance for me that I just absolutely loved. In this one we follow our heroine who she's at her sister's engagement party and she needs a ride home. She does not get along with her sister's fiance and he begrudgingly decides to give her a ride home, and they're just like bickering and fighting in the car ride, and they end up getting into an accident, and the person that purposely hit them ends up kidnapping both of them. And so they end up being put in this person's basement for 2 weeks, and they have to do unthinkable things to each other and witness things that happen to each other. And it's pretty horrible. I would definitely check the trigger warnings for this book, but they end up getting out of that really horrible situation. But they both kind of have like survivor's guilt, and they're just trying to reacquaint themselves with the world again because they are both changed forever, and they only really know how to deal with their PTSD and go through the healing process together because they form this beautiful trauma bond, but also like love for one another. And he is still engaged to her sister, and it is just so good. I just love this book so much. I love like the angsty tension that these two characters have, and it's just amazing. And we definitely see a lot of dark things happen to them when they're in captivity. So I would definitely check the trigger warnings for this book. But I loved it. I remember reading this book in a day, just absolutely obsessed, could not put it down. It's so good, so definitely check it out. The next one is Haunting Adeline, but specifically the second book in the duet. This is a duet where we follow the heroine and then the hero who is stalking the heroine. And so the first book, we kind of get them going into this relationship and exploring different aspects of that, and that he definitely stalks her at first. And I just love this one part in this book where we literally see him like almost kill one of the people that she was dating at the time. It's so good. But the second book, we have a huge cliffhanger in the first book, and we really get to see kind of the dark aspects of the hero's past, and also something happens to the heroine. And it's really, really good. We deal with a lot of heavy topics in the second book. Pretty dark stuff happening, and I just remember really enjoying it, but also just like, oh my god, like, is this really happening in this book? And it is so good. I definitely gave both of these books 4 stars because they are insanely long, almost too long at certain points, but listening to the audiobooks, I was hooked. I couldn't stop reading them, couldn't stop listening. Teddy Hamilton narrates the audiobooks for this book, and it is just so, so good. Highly recommend. They're really fun and just a great dark stalker romance. Okay, this is probably the next book is one of the darkest books on this list, which is Hills of Shivers and Shadows by Pam Godwin. This is one that like I liked in the moment of like I couldn't stop reading it, but after like a thought process, I'm like, was that really something that I enjoyed reading? So this one, the heroine, she is married and she lives in Alaska, and she ends up getting kidnapped by one of the heroes. This is considered like a why choose romance, and she ends up getting kidnapped by him, and he brings her to his very remote island in the middle of Alaska to his sons. And that's kind of where the story goes from there, and we kind of develop relationships with all of the different heroes. And the dad is a really bad guy, like really, really bad guy. Definitely check the trigger warnings for this one. Deals with incest, deals with, I think, child pornography, and it's just a lot of heavy topics in this one. And the thing about this one is that I just could not stop reading it because I had to know what happened. Like, I don't want to give too much away because you should really go into this one blind if you do decide to read it, but it is hardcore dark romance in here. Like, we have a lot of things happening that I'm just like, is this really happening right now? And that's what I love about a good dark romance. Now, granted, I did give this book like 2 stars, but I enjoyed the experience. You know what I mean? Like, even though it was dark and I didn't love it at the end, the experience is what sold me on this book, like reading it. And it is a series, and yeah, so if you want to read it, I'm giving the recommendation to you, but yeah, it's a crazy journey, this one. Then I have The Wild, which is probably one of my favorites on this list. This one, a lot of people are up in arms about it, which is very granted, because this one deals with a family and the father and daughter type relationship they have falling in love, and it's pretty crazy. Now, this one, that's all I'm gonna kind of say, because they do end up getting stranded in the wilderness, and they're kind of like, you know, we have this connection and attraction for each other, like, let's go for it. Like, nobody's gonna find out. We're literally in the middle of nowhere. So that's kind of where the book goes, and I enjoyed this one in the sense that it's like crazy, and I loved it though. And there's reasons why I loved it, so don't come at me in the comments if you're like, that's disgusting. But yeah, and it's a really fun read. It's a wild read. It's very spicy. It's from K. Webster, The Wild by K. Webster. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this one is just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. The next one is a fun novella by Janika Snow. It's called Run Little Rabbit. And this was like a Halloween novella that she put out a couple of years ago, and I really loved it. This one, we follow our heroine who she's kind of being stalked on this, like, on the grounds of this carnival, but it has like a scary haunted house type thing that you go into. And she ends up getting chased in there by her like attacker, and they have some spicy moments. This one does deal with dubious consent. But it's really good, and I liked like the surprise at the ending. It was really fun, and it was just a really fun, spicy stalker, dubious consent romance. I really enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun. Then I have Knotted by Pam Godwin. I have like another book that I'll talk about in a minute by Pam Godwin that I love. Pam Godwin really writes dark romance in a really great way. Talks about a lot of different things in her romances. This one is if Yellowstone and a dark romance met and had a baby, is Knotted. So in this one, we first in the prologue, we see the heroine, the hero, and then her brother, and they're all best friends. They both have like ranches that are next to each other. And they have this night where it's like the last night they're gonna hang out because she's like moving, and they end up getting attacked, and the heroine ends up getting sexually assaulted. So now it is years later, and she moved away, and now she's back in town, and the hero is around her again, and their connection is so strong, but she just has a lot of demons and things she still has to work through from that really traumatic like event. And it is so good, and they're also fighting for the rights to keep their ranch, and lots of things are happening around the ranch, and it's really good. It's very Yellowstone vibes. And I remember reading this and just being like, oh my God, like especially in the prologue, it's very dark, but it's so good. And I just loved how they kind of healed together from their trauma, because he feels a ton of guilt about what happened, because yeah, and it's just so good. I really, really enjoyed this one. Now, the next Pam Godwin one that I want to talk about is Sea of Ruin, which is another favorite. This is a dark pirate romance, and it is so good. The heroine, she is the captain of her ship. She's a pirate, and this is set in like the 1800s. And she's trying to run away from her husband, and she ends up being captured by a pirate hunter who is our other hero. We have 2 heroes. It is a love triangle, and he is an English pirate hunter, and he keeps her captive and kidnaps her, and it is really good. It's very spicy. This one deals with dubious consent. and a lot of other topics that I honestly can't remember, but I remember the dubious consent one. And it is so good because it's very angsty, it's dark, tension-filled. Like, she's his captive, but she's also falling for him. So good. So much fun action with the pirate aspect and the ships and at sea and the setting. It's just really, really good and such a fun time. Now, the next one is by one of my all-time favorite authors, Gianna Darling. She wrote a duet called the Enslaved Duet. The first book is Enthralled. And this one, the heroine, she lives in Italy and she wants to become a model. And her dad ends up selling her into a sex slave type transition thing, and she ends up waking up in this like British manor, and she's like, what the heck happened? Like, where am I? And the hero's like, oh, like, your dad, or I don't know if it was her dad, but it was someone, basically, you're now my sex slave. And she's like, what? And so it's this like crazy ride that happens with the hero and heroine. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And a lot of like suspensey elements happen. And yeah, that's all I really want to say. Very vague, but it's so much fun. I really enjoyed it. It's so good. Definitely deals with dubious consent, very dark aspects of this one. And I really enjoyed it though. Now, the last one that I want to talk about, so good. This is one of my all-time favorite motorcycle romance series, and it's just so much, it's so good, and more people need to read it because I feel like it's so underrated, which is the Lawless and Soulless part of this T.M. Frazier series. It's so good. So this one, our heroine, she meets the hero when she's young because he and his friend end up trying to rob this gas station, and she's working there when she's like 12, and the hero, basically, for her to not like say anything to the police, he's like, I'm gonna give you this ring, and if you're ever in trouble in the future, come to my motorcycle club and I'll help you. And so now it's like 10 years later, and she needs his help for reasons, and goes to the club and he's not there, and she ends up having a really horrible encounter with his dad. And she is kind of just left there, and the hero catches wind of this, and he's like, oh my god, this girl. So he takes her under his wing and takes her into like sanctuary, and it is so good. And he like, this has really heavy threads of caretaking in this one. He is like taking care of her, nursing her back to health because something really horrible happened, obviously, with his dad. And there's a lot of suspense in this one because of something that happened for the whole reason why she needs his help. And they go on this wild journey, and it is so good. It's so fast paced. A lot of things happen in this one. It's so good. I love this one. It's very fast paced, a lot of action happening, where they both get separated at points, and like things with the motorcycle club are heating up. And it's just so good. I love this one. More people need to read this series. I also love the first two books in the series. They usually follow two like companions. Like the first one is the other hero's friend. His name's like Bear. This one we follow, or wait, maybe his name is Bear. I don't even remember the names. I don't remember the names, but just know it's an epic motorcycle romance series. So definitely check it out if you love motorcycle romances. All right, well, that was the last book I wanted to chat about in this video. I love dark romances, but it does take me a minute to like find ones that I really like and want to read. So, and obviously some authors are not on this list that I love their past books, but I just don't like support them anymore. So those were left off this list, and I just love so many of these. So many of these are just great darker romances, very dark. And I hope you enjoy the Rex, and let me know what dark romances you love. I think my favorite on this list, probably Sea of Ruin. So maybe like leave the emoji of like the little sea or the boat one. But I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.